Now, you may have been wondering what you might do with all of that money if you win the Mega Millions. It is now up over $600 million. It's unbelievable. And Jonnelle Marte is here with some news on just what people could do if they possibly win this. I mean, everybody, of course, you got to be in it to win it, and somebody's going to win something eventually.
Eventually.
So why can't it be me? Or why can't it be anyone watching? Or you? And so if that's the case, I know there are obviously some financial advisors out there who have some tips for people.
Yes. So of course, I don't think most people, when they win the lottery, they're thinking, well, how can I put this in a safe place in municipal bonds? But really, what I keep hearing
Ferraris, is high-end real estate. Come on, Jonnelle.
Mansions, trips to whatever. But you have to kind of invest like a grandma if you want to live like a rock star. I mean, I did the math on like a very, very basic, safe way to invest the money. And because you're dealing with such a sheer amount of money, you can get away with putting it in the safest investments and still have millions more coming in.
You don't really need to take risks at this point because that's so much money.
And you could even just live off of the investment income that you're making off of your jackpot, and not, it's not going to be a shabby life.
And Jonnelle, we hear these stories over and over again about lottery winners who end up bankrupt. I mean, and we kind of think of ourselves, how can that happen? But it does happen pretty quickly because they're not used to having all this money. So you actually talk to some professionals. What advice do they have of what perhaps people could do?
Well, probably, I think the one thing I kept hearing was, don't do anything for 6 months. Like, you have to wrap your mind around the fact that you're now a millionaire, right? And that's a very emotional, stressful situation. And what happens really is that people think that they have more money than they do somehow, right? You already have $100 million, but you act like you have 200. And and they start to spend 10 million a year, 20 million a year, and then in 10 years they don't have anything left. So
and people come sort of out of the woodwork and ask for money, so people fall into that trap as well. So you really have to get some great professional advice around you.
And the risky businesses that people think that they can now support. I mean, you can still very well go out and buy a company. You don't have to just stick with buying stock, shares of a company now. But you have to sort of think about, if I want to really live this lavish lifestyle for the rest of my life, and I think I'm going to spend $10 million a year, I'm going to need $100 million still to invest and to keep it and make it last.
And some advice you give in your article is that people wouldn't even have to touch the principal. They could just live off the income.
Exactly. So in this very basic, one way to do this, if you put like half of it in municipal bonds, where actually it would grow tax exempt, right? Which is awesome. The rest, you could put it into top-notch, high-quality corporate bonds, very little credit risk. Throw in a couple of million into the stock market, and you could still get $7 million a year just coming in your investment income. And if you live off of that, I think I could be very happy living off of that. I don't know about
I would hope most of us could. But we just actually had a graphic up that shows that, we think about the $600 million, but at the end of the day, you don't walk home with all of that. There's taxes involved. We're looking at here, the lump sum payment, if you took that, it would be $462 million. And then you just look at the odds of winning. I mean, we're all daydreaming now, but really 1 in 176 million chance that you would be the winner. And then, really, there might be multiple winners, so that dilutes it a little bit. And odds of quitting your job if you win, of course, many people. But some people continue on. There are people you hear about that go on and work a little bit until they get their head around it, as you said. But really, the key is, your chances are pretty low, and that you should be very careful.
This is true. And if you're splitting it with your coworkers, I wrote about that earlier this week too. Get your copy of the ticket.
I know. So we have a copy of the ticket here. These are the winning numbers, because anyone's wondering. So don't have to rush out and buy any more tickets. But really, we looked at some of the odds of these things happening, and getting struck by lightning is certainly more of a chance of that, or winning a gold medal in the Olympics. I mean, look at this: being struck by lightning is 576 to 1. Winning Olympic gold medal, 662,000 to 1. So you have a better chance there of winning. And dating a supermodel, I love that one, 88,000 to 1. So odds could be, look at it that way. Or odds are your favor, you might date as a supermodel rather than.
For some people, that's
some people that might be their goal, right? All right. So are you getting tickets? You have tickets?
Oh, several. Yes. Don't anybody come looking for me unless you want to give me a share.
All right. Well, it's all a lot of fun. Of course, we're having a great time with it, and we'll be bringing you all the details once somebody does win. If they don't, can you imagine how big the jackpot will get if nobody wins? All right. We'll be watching. Jonnelle, thanks so much.